My name is Howard Ryan. I'm the CEO and founder of Desktop Alert Incorporated, with offices in Washington, D.C., Nashville, and Chatham, New Jersey. Desktop Alert is in the mass notification software business. What makes our software so special is that it's capable of running on an enterprise existing computational infrastructure. Within seconds, hundreds of thousands of end users, or in the case of digital signage, telephones, cell phones, giant voice speakers, and other IP addressable devices can all be reached with actionable intelligence, equipping the end users and leadership at these organizations in such a way where they're able to mitigate circumstance and disaster and increase the potential of success with the way they respond. Our number one customer is the Department of Defense, the U.S. Army, of course, the United States Air Force, and other DoD agencies such as FEMA, Department of Homeland Security. Most recently, Desktop Alert was selected for tremendous enterprise deployment to the National Guard. In fact, the first ever nationwide mass notification system. As a result of that deployment, in an emergency, headquarters, Washington, D.C. can press a red button and instantly all of the National Guard civilian soldiers, Air National Guard nationwide, are able to be equipped with that information in the event of a national emergency. So we're real excited about that, but we also see ourselves exploring and expanding right now into new verticals. In particular, we've had a tremendous amount of success with healthcare. Hospitals are reacting very favorably to our software, also industrial. Going forward, we see Desktop Alert being utilized in what we call smart appliances, and that is a sector that's emerging. The gestation is still ongoing, but it's very compelling. For instance, a hot water heater could send a message to a washing machine saying, "I don't have hot water," and you could be coming home from work and get that information on your cell phone. So the engine of alerting is going through a tremendous gestation. There's a lot of opportunity and significant capability that can be brought to the consumer and also to the manufacturer with an engine that's able to provide this information in a timely way. Desktop Alert is not a company that arrived on the scene for a business opportunity, because everybody knows nowadays mass notification is emerging, and certainly there's commercial opportunity there. But rather, Desktop Alert arrived to serve the government with mass notification as a result of predecessor technology. Desktop Alert's based on earlier companies that we put together going back to the mid-90s that involve the development of internet browser toolbars, instant messaging using Jabber technology, the creation of custom internet browsers. So when Desktop Alert came together as a company, it was an aggregate of these prior technologies that allowed the product to be so provocative or compelling, if you may, and interesting to the government. And we really never solicited the government. We were actually reached out to by our very first customer, McGuire Air Force Base, over 6 years ago. I believe a senior airman, Powell, had entered into Google Desktop Alert, and our company came up to the top of that search result list, and that was when we made our first presentation to the military, and the rest is history from there. Yes, we had a very interesting experience in Iraq. It was 2008 that we received an email from COB Spiker in Tikrit, Iraq, asking for information and a quote for Desktop Alert software. Shortly thereafter, we of course provided that quote, and then we were asked by the U.S. Army if we could provide an on-site team to assist with the installation of the software, as there were some special needs, not necessarily the type of needs that would be translated across an email. So we quickly realized that we would want to take this opportunity to go into the battle zone and observe the special requirements of an agile military that's moving around a lot. And our entire team, including myself, went to Iraq, and we stayed in standard building. We lived amongst the soldiers, and we were able to get involved with those special requirements and provide the technology needed to give interoperability to a lot of top secret technologies and mission critical requirements that still to this day are used every single day for alerting our troops in harm's way. As a result of Iraq and other experiences within DoD, lessons learned, best practices, the customer was able to translate to us some requirements and needs that led to the evolution of some new products that Desktop Alert's creating. Currently, we have a very interesting product called an Emergency Display Unit. We call it the EDU. It's used for alerting in common areas, which is very important. Everybody knows if you've got a cell phone in your hand or if you're sitting at your desktop, you can receive an alert. But what about if you're sitting at the cafeteria? You know, what if you're a tenant at a facility walking down a hallway and something's going on? Those people are important too. They need to be protected. And this, along with a lot of other positive learning lessons over the last couple of years have led to our continual gain in market share and increased government sales. Desktop Alert has experienced significant enterprise adoption to Department of Defense agencies, the United States Army, the United States Air Force, Department of Homeland Security, also FEMA, and a number of other governmental agencies as a result of our successes and our new technologies that have been introduced for IP-based mass notification. Well, we do believe we have a competitive advantage in the price point area. We believe mass notification is only as good as our ability to both bring it to the customer and enable the customer to be able to utilize that technology across the life cycle of its requirement and need. So in the case of mass notification, it's one thing to buy the software, and it's another thing to perpetuate the usage. There's maintenance tails, there's recurring costs, optional support, so on and so forth. And Desktop Alert believes that its procurement cost is substantially less than maintenance costs of other like technologies. And we believe that's a very, very compelling story and a strong competitive advantage. Absolutely, the show was just a tremendous, rewarding experience. General McCaffrey's speech was unbelievable. I could go to a speech like that once a night and hear the same thing over and over and keep learning. That man's brilliant. GSN should be applauded for its wonderful job. I've never seen so much technical acumen and IQ under one roof, and it was a privilege and an honor being there, and we look forward to attending again next year at this very, very special event that GSN was able to successfully host. Regarding our future, Desktop Alert has a very simple roadmap for success, and that is happy customers. That's our mantra. So rather than to get caught up in all types of blueprints and ideas for how we can be successful, the way we're going to try and approach success and continue to do that is listen to our customers, because the customer will always let you know what they need. And if you have happy customers, everything else will fall into place. So again, our success is very simple. It's called happy customers.